Okay, here we're going to continue with one number as a percentage of another, but this time we're going to use calculators. If you want to recap the non-calculator method or just your conversions, you can use the exercise on the right, but just a quick reminder of what we're doing. When we are writing one number as a percentage of another, for example 7 out of 10, what we want to do is make the denominator out of 100, and then the number we have on the top you divide by 100 to get your percentage. So in this case these are equivalent fractions, so that's going to be 70%. So you can have a go with the questions on the screen here without a calculator. If you need to recap it, I'm going to show you the answers and then you're going to work this out. Okay, you didn't have to do that exercise, but you can self-check. Let's go straight to the calculator method. So here's an example of a question which is a lot harder without a calculator. So 13 out of 67 buses were late on Monday and 21 out of 143 buses were late on Tuesday. So on which day were more buses late? Well, if you look at the absolute number, well, 21 is more than 13, but actually that's 21 out of a bigger number. So we don't know what the percentage difference was. So 13 out of 67, 21 out of 143. Now making these fractions out of 100 is not so easy, and this is where the calculator starts to become a bit more useful. So we're going to come back to how to do this question a bit later on in this video. So let's go back a bit and let's make sure you have our calculator ready. So let's say Barbie scored 4 out of 20 in a test. What percentage did she get? So what we can do when we have a calculator, we know this is going to be 40 over 20, and we know we're going to turn it to a percentage. So on your calculator, if you do 4 divided by 20 and press equals, you get 1/5. But if you press the format button or the SD button, if you have an older calculator, change it to a decimal, you get 0.2. Now this is very useful because 0.2, as we know, is 20%. So it's like the method, it's the same question we did in the previous video with the non-calculator method, but this time with a calculator it's just a little bit easier. It's when the numbers are harder. In this specific case it's not really that much easier, but it will become. So 17 out of 20, this is what you're going to do. 17 divided by 20 equals, it's just going to show you the fraction, so we're going to change the format, down, decimal, 0.85. So 17 out of 20 equals 0.85, and that is 85%. Right, knowing that, let's have a go with a few practice examples here. So I'll do the first one. So 25 out of 50. Now we know in our heads that's going to be 50%, but let's write this out carefully here. So as a fraction, 25 over 50, as a decimal, 0.5, as a percentage, 50%. Now we can simplify the fractions as well. It's not too important for us to do that right now. Now try the following on you can use a calculator to do. Pause the video and have a go, and then I'm going to show you how to work this out. Okay, so we're going to work this out now using a calculator. So 60 out of 80, so let's put that on here. 60 divided by 80 is just 3/4. So let's put that here. As a decimal, so you might already know this, but let's use a calculator to do this. So 3 divided by 4 is 3/4. So you're going to go to format, down, OK, decimal, 0.75. And we know straight away that's 75%. Okay, for the next one, 16 out of 80. Okay, now this time I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm going to press the fraction button here, and I'm going to press 1/6 down, 0.80, execute 1 over 5, turn that into a decimal. Again, you may already know what that is, but let's change it here. Go to format, down, decimal. 0.2 is what we get. So as a fraction, we got 1 over 5. As a decimal, 0.2. And as a percentage, it's going to be 20%. And then finally, 13 out of 92. Now this is where the calculator really does become a lot more useful. So let's do the fraction method again. So 13 down 90, so 13 out of 92. As you can see, it doesn't simplify, so this is just going to stay as 13 over 92. I just corrected that, if you may have noticed. I should have said 92. So 13 over 92. As a decimal, we're going to press format, decimal, 0.1413. So we're going to round this a little bit. So this is going to be 0.1413. Usually you'd do 2. We're just going to do a few more today. So 0.1413. And then as a percentage, we can see it's 14.13%, and we have rounded it slightly. That's fine. If you've got a test question, it will tell you how to round it, how many decimal places. Okay, so what we're going to do here is to work out A as a percentage of B, and this is what we've been doing on the calculator. You put your 70 as a percentage of 98 as an example. You're going to do 70 over 98, and that's what we put in the calculator. And then when we turned it into a decimal, what we were really doing was multiplying by 100 each time. So you can put that in the calculator. Some of you may just be able to do that without the calculator. But let's do it the proper way here. So put it into your calculator. So 70 divided by 98 times 100. We get 500 over 7. Now we want to write this as a percentage, so we're going to just change it into a decimal. 71.428. Now because we've multiplied it by 100, that is our final answer. 71.4%. We're just going to round it to 1 decimal place. So this is what we got here. If we didn't multiply it by 100, it would have been 0.714, so we know that's 71.4285%. Next question, 70 over 153, so 70 divided by 153 equals times 100 equals, and then change it into a decimal, 45.75%. So let's just write this out here, 70 over 153 times 100 equals 45. Let's round it to 1 decimal place. So it's 45.8%. That's our answer. So you can use this method, copy this down into your books if you need to make a note of it. You're now going to practice this exercise here using your calculator. Pause the video, have a go. Here come the answers in 3, 2, 1. So here are your answers, all rounded to 1 decimal place. Okay, here's the second exercise. This time you will need to convert the units so they match. So here's a quick example. If you're working out 5p as a percentage of £3, because this is in pence and this is in pounds, you need to make them match the unit. So you convert both to pounds or both to pence. So this would be the same as 5 as a percentage of 300. That way they're both in pennies. So do the same for here. You're going to need to convert some of these, for example, meters and kilometers and so on. Pause the video, have a go. I'm going to show the answers in 3, 2, 1. So here are the percentages. Okay, make sure to mark your work. And we're going to look at a final exercise here. Work out the following. Pause the video, have a go. I'm just going to make this diagram just a bit bigger for you, this exercise. Okay, the answers will appear in 5, 4, 3, 2. Here are the answers. Mark your work. And that is how to work out percentages of amounts. I hope that was useful. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.